I'm inspired. I'm inspired to take up a notch what I do, but I completely relate and find your points absolutely relevant. You know, I do talk a lot to technical experts, and I love talking to technical experts, and they prefer this platform sometimes instead of, you know, turning on their own phone or putting camera, you know, where they are. So there's still so much knowledge, like you said, so much wisdom out there that's not shared in any shape or form. I think we're missing out a lot.
Yeah, totally. And again, don't underestimate your knowledge. Don't underestimate the value of it when you say these are the 5 trends, 3 trends, 7 trends, doesn't matter, that put them in order, put them into brackets, put them into snackable content people really can understand. And then you still want to write your white paper, that's totally fine. But make sure to write 87 other pieces of content people really understand, and it's in a snackable, understandable way. And I think people then come to you, also want to do something good for you because they understand that putting things into order and prioritize, that's actually a super valuable thing. And not a lot of people are doing it in a good way.
You know what? We're still a lot to learn. That means, you know what? This is an opportunity. Because if everybody would master it by now, right, it will not be as important.
I would be out of job because, you know, we teach this.
Beautiful, beautiful. So few examples, few actually interesting success stories. Could you share, you know, companies who really got it, who really transformed their operations, sales, marketing?
Yeah, I can share 2 stories. One is a car insurer we worked for. When we started, it was a very traditional company, not being on social media, sales, super old school, super nice people, kind, very professional, very knowledgeable in their field, because it was a very complicated, it was a niche insurer. And what they did, they started to actually go full force and curate content, create own content, shows on their car, a specific car they are dealing with, and increasing the touch points with the community, increasing touch points with their B2B sales partner. And suddenly the market was thinking like, oh my God, what's happening there? And by the way, they did like a whole transformation program for the whole company, not only marketing and sales. So it was really great to see that how the market reacted to that. And they were like, they got a prize within a few, I would say 18 months from being almost, super old school. And everybody was thinking, oh my God, I'm not sure how far they're going to make it. 18 months later, they win a prize for one of the most innovative companies in Germany. But, that's just a prize. But, they're hiring suddenly talent they have never been able to hire before, like tech people, BI people, like, I don't know, Python back-end programmers that are also able to do marketing, like crazy stuff. And they're hiring these people that would have never, ever joined such a company before because, they are modern and they are social and they have, give insights into their company. But also their sales. I cannot share the details, but the sales are very, very, very impressive. And it's just valuable. And we also do it for a large tech, one of the global tech companies. And what we see there is also the increase of touch points to their target group. And we see slow a change that they get invited to RFPs more than before. And this is like a big game changer for them.
Lovely, lovely. So from your experience, what's the cycle of transformation, I would say? Because again, it's hardest thing to change people's mind. So what do you see? Is it few months, few years? I don't know, few centuries? What?
So in insurance, sometimes it appears like centuries, but it's not. So on banks. So what we see, it's the most important thing is not to have a rah-rah workshop, not to have one meeting, one event, 1 week. That's not enough. It needs to be, analysis. What are your tailor-made desires? And then actually implementation of several months. And then, and by that already, the people should act differently. It's again, the job description. You have job description A, and now you have job description B, because that's the way we do it today. And that's the way it's more successful. And to implement that, and that takes a few months. I would say depends really on the team, how they really want to push through with it. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. But what we see when they do it, and then we see a tipping point at some point in the market, it's between 6 and 12 months. There's a tipping point from really doing it hardcore. Suddenly the market really understands what happens there. And then they are telling stories like, oh my God, this client called us and invited us to an RFP, or this client called us or this lead called us, or when I entered the discussion with the lead, he said, oh, I saw you have been on vacation on there and there, and oh, my son does this and that too. And suddenly, again, what you described earlier, you have the acceleration and shortening of sales cycles. And again, we're talking B2B business. We are not selling cell phone, covers. When we make a few deals more or less, it makes a difference.
Totally. So I did want to ask you about trends overall, innovation trends you're seeing ahead of us, because more or less, right, companies getting adjusted, right, to what's in front of them. So where do you see we're going in digitalization, in understanding our customers better, in B2B success, basically?
Well, there are overall trends in technology, but I think there are a lot of people watching right now that have a way bigger in-depth knowledge about that. When it comes to B2B sales, I really understand the main thing is to become part of the daily life or weekly life of your target group, to do tailor-made campaigns. If you are, want to work with the biggest car companies in this country, and there are the top 3, then you need to have a campaign. You need to have a tech plan for the 20, 25, 50 key decision makers in that company. You need to know their names. You need to have a plan when to tag which person, when to write which person, when to call which person, and to really, really annoy them in a positive way, when to deliver a lot of value to them in order so that when they have a need, they contact you, or when you have a new product, they're happy to see your name on their caller ID.
Happy, this is the key word. They're not annoyed by you in the mailbox, in their LinkedIn feed, right? Yeah. They're happy to see you. They may be anticipating, right? What's the next point valuable to them you have to bring. So amazing. So, Robin, this is wonderful talking to you today. So in conclusion, I want to be mindful of your time. So in conclusion, what are the few takeaways? Is there a secret sauce in B2B today?
So the biggest secret I'm happy to share. So from thinking about digital scouting to actually starting my blog, which then became a company, it took me 7 years. So it was 7 years thinking about I should, I could, I would, but I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. And, that's probably the biggest regret of my professional career, not having done it before, but probably we would be 3 times, 5 times, 10 times bigger. So just start with it. Just start with it. When you're a team leader, just think about how could I do it with my team. When you're a leader of a company, then think about that. If you're a subject matter expert, think how can you do that yourself? It's really about just do it, just start. No excuses anymore. I think that's the biggest one. Just start. That's the secret. And the big key takeaway is you need to become part of the daily life or weekly life of your target group, and you need to do whatever it takes. May it be email, LinkedIn, selfie, TikTok, stone pattern, doesn't matter. You need to be there where their attention is. And when you are, and you make a lot of more money, give me a call and let's have dinner on your bill.
Lovely. Sounds simple and lovely, but inspiring. Robin, thank you. Thank you so very much. This was great today. Thank you.
Thank you.